During this video, I'm going to be speaking about things that you need to talk with your cooperating teacher on the first meeting, during the first meeting. So the first thing that you need to talk about is explain the schedule to your cooperating teacher. So you need to make sure that they are aware that for the first 8 weeks that on Mondays you will not be present into the classroom, but from Tuesday through Friday you will. You should be following the cooperating teacher's bell schedule, so that means you're teaching from bell to bell, unless there is some reason why you need to go for some coursework or something like that. But you can't leave early for another job or anything in that nature. Okay, your student teaching experience should start the same week that CI's classes begin. Once you do meet with your cooperating teacher, you need to make sure that you get a copy of the school rules and policies and also the classroom policies. You need to get any emergency information that the school has, what they do during a fire drill or a lockdown, etc. You need to have a copy of the code of conduct and any sort of discipline plan. I highly suggest that you also become aware if a school uses, for instance, a program like CHAMPS for their classroom management and behavior management for the school. Become familiar with that particular system. It's a really good system, but there's other ones in place too. Okay, and another thing you'll need to do is you'll need to exchange contact information with your cooperating teacher. And this is in case of an emergency. If you are going to be late, for instance, you can contact the cooperating teacher. If you're going to be absent, remember also, if you are going to be absent or late, you can send me a message too. You can just text me a message and say, "Hey, Holly, I'm running late this morning," or "I'm going to be absent. I'm out sick today." Just making sure that I know what days you're struggling to get in. Okay, a very, very important thing that you also need to do is to get seating charts as soon as possible, and it is best to get seating charts with students' pictures on them. The quicker you can memorize the students' names, the more likely it is that they're going to accept you as a classroom teacher and look at you respectfully as a classroom teacher instead of saying, "Oh, they're just a student teacher, I don't have to listen to them." So they also, I think it's just something really respectful to the students, and it helps the students want to get to know you a little bit better if you know their names. You also need to have IEP 504 information for the students, so that way you can help with any accommodations that are occurring. I strongly suggest that you talk to your cooperating teacher at the beginning of the semester to get permission to go into any IEP 504 meetings for students that you are working with. And this is a really great experience for you to learn how the system works and for you to understand your responsibilities as a classroom teacher in helping these students. You can also go and look at the CUME folders of students in your classroom, and you need to ask the cooperating teacher where those CUME folders are located. Another thing too is a common question that people ask is, can I substitute teach for my cooperating teacher? And in general, the answer is no. You can sub while they're absent, but there's going to be a substitute teacher in the classroom. And when that happens, don't let the substitute teacher teach the class. Volunteer to teach the class, so that way you get that experience and have the substitute there to help you do things, hand out papers, classroom management, that sort of thing. But take the opportunity to teach during that time. In general, though, you cannot get paid to substitute teach for your classroom teacher. Okay, and then a couple of other quick things. So please purchase a lesson plan book that has some sort of space where you can do notes or reflection. A lot of times you'll have, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you'll be able to list all the periods and kind of write down what you're doing for each period. And then at the bottom, you need to write some reflection. You need to start doing this immediately when you're going into the classrooms or into your classes. Talk to the teacher and find out what the schedule is for the week. Even if it gets changed and modified, you can jot things down that you're doing. It could be something pretty simple, such as I'm covering a particular topic, addition, this in this period, and I'm doing subtraction, and in this period multiplication. I know that's not a good example, but that's what came to my mind. So anyway, those sort of things need to be written down. And then at the end of the day, take a few minutes to reflect upon what happened during the class, what you observed, things that you did to see were they good, were they beneficial for me, and take that time to write that down. I will be checking your lesson plan book, and I call it a journal or a reflection section. I'll check on that to see that you're doing that. So please make sure that you have that lesson plan book with you for each class. Okay, thanks again. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call or email me.